Welcome everybody live here to 810 varsity coverage of high school football here on this Friday night here in the Northland as the Raymore-Peculiar Panthers are up here north to take on the Park Hill Trojans here from Preston Field at Park Hill High School. A big matchup here in the Suburban Gold Conference as Ray Peck, number 29 in the 810 varsity top 40 this week, are 3-1. They started their season up here, as you remember, just a few weeks back here. This is week 5, back in week 1. A 41-35 exciting ball game, a victory for the Panthers over Park Hill South. Week 2, they knocked off Blue Spring South, who's having a tough season thus far. They knocked off Blue Spring South 35-34. Week 3, tough loss to a really good Rockhurst team, 31-10. And last week, a big victory over Belton, 42-14. They're led, passing-wise, by Grant Miller's 38 of 88 for 540, 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. On the ground, led by Brandon Reyes, 55 carries for 371 yards and 6 touchdowns. Gabe Shanklin with 20 carries for 173 and 2 touchdowns, and the quarterback Grant Miller, 41 for 92 and 2 scores. Leading receiver is Luke Grimm, 15 catches, 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. Second leading receiver is Javon Williams, 13 catches for 168 and no scores. And for Park Hill, 2-2 on the year, 1-1 in the Suburban Gold. They started the season a little rough, lost to Lee Summit West 34-21 back in week 1. Week 2 right here in their home opener with a 24-21 loss to the Liberty Blue Jays. Week 3 right here in the elements, you saw it right here just a couple weeks ago. They knocked off Liberty North 20-7. And then last week went down to the north side of Lee Summit and knocked off the Lee Summit North Broncos 24-14 in what has been said is a big upset here in the Kansas City area in a very big game. They are led, passing by Ryan Graves, of course, 51 of 81 for 864, 8 touchdowns and 4 picks. Rushing, Graves leads them on the ground, 39 carries for 195 and just 1 touchdown. Javion Gathright, the next leading rusher, 40 carries for 149. No scores for Gathright yet this year. And Corey Bradford, 29 carries, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns. As here come the Ray Peck Panthers onto the field. Meanwhile, leading receiver is Jalen Newell, 14 catches for 203 and 4 scores. And the man that had the big play early on in the game last week, Joe Webb, 13 catches for 184. 2 touchdowns, including that big 71-yarder last week to open the scoring for the Park Hill Trojans. As we're getting ready for this ball game here, these two teams are sitting in a precarious spot in the district standings. As Park Hill currently sits in the 4th spot, set to host a home playoff game. Meanwhile, Ray Peck sitting in the 6th spot. They're at 3-1. You feel like a hard luck 6th seed. Just they've played the schedule they've been given, and they're sitting in the 6th seed. So a win tonight would do them a lot of good in moving up in this Class 6 District 4 seeding that's led by Lee Summit West. As they will take on Staley tonight in what is probably the biggest game in the Kansas City area. Staley Falcons, who we saw last week, beat the Park Hill South Panthers 43-7. And then Rockhurst sits in the 2 spot. They take on Blue Valley tonight in a cross-state showdown. What should be a fun ball game there. Lee Summit North in the 3 spot, followed by Park Hill. And then Lee Summit, they take on Park Hill South. That's also on the network here tonight. The Ray Peck in the 6th spot. Liberty takes on Lee Summit North, and Liberty North takes on St. Joe's Central. And then we'll just drop down to Class 5 right quick. Staley leads it off, followed by North Kansas City, who's 4-0. Pulled off one of the upsets last week, knocking off Fort Osage Then Park Hill South in the 3 spot, Oak Park in the 4 spot, St. Joe Central in the 5 spot. Then in District 7, Raytown sits atop the district, followed by Fort Osage, Belton, Chrisman, Truman, and Ruskin. Some big, got some good matchups tonight here around the area. This is one of the better ones, I think. This is right up there, just below that Lee Summit West Staley ball game. So we're about ready for kickoff here shortly. It's homecoming here at Park Hill. And so all the festivities starting. You said you had a little trouble parking here when you got here. It's an exciting evening here at Park Hill as the Trojans are getting ready to run out on the field. And also Ray Peck up here, they are attempting to do the Park Hill double this year. And here come the Trojans. As I was just mentioning, yeah, Ray Peck trying to do the double, something that, I mean, doesn't happen a whole lot often here, possibly beating both Park Hill schools. And Raymore-Peculiar has that opportunity. As I mentioned, they had that 41-35 victory to open the season up here in what was one of the better games we've had thus far this season right here at Park Hill High School. Some defensive players to keep an eye on for Park Hill. They're led defensively by linebacker Hayden Wallace, who's, according to the stats, 59 total tackles on the year, with still playing with that club on his right hand. And so the captains for the Trojans, number 1, Joe Webb, number 30, Hayden Wallace, and number 14, that is Ryan Graves. And across the way for the Ray Peck Panthers, so number 5, Brandon Reyes, the running back. Number 2, the starting quarterback, Grant Miller. Having some trouble seeing the other numbers out there. Number 42, Shane Martin. And number 74, Chase Hutchinson. 6'4", 305-pound offensive and defensive lineman. Shane Martin, the leading tackler for this Raymore-Peculiar defense, was one of their leading tacklers coming into the season. Well, he was their leading tackler last year. And so the toss is done. Ray Peck has won the toss and elected to defer. And so Ray Peck will kick the football to Park Hill. Park Hill will get the football first here, going from right to left on your screen. And also, going from left to right, wearing the white with the look like tiger stripe or gray and black pants will be Ray Peck. And Park Hill wearing their red with the black numbers and white pants and the black helmet of Park Hill. And we're about ready for kickoff here from Park Hill High School. Back to return the kick will be Jalen Newell. And Jalen Newell, number 13, Antonio McCullough. And to kick the football away for the Panthers will be number 4, Gabe Sappington. So we are about to get underway. 12 minutes on the clock. And this Friday night gets started here from Park Hill High School. Tee it up and the whistle is blown and we are ready for football here. Sappington to kick. Boots it away and it will be Bounce off Newell into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Fortunately for Newell, it just bounced into the end zone. So Park Hill will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Could have been bad if you for your Trojans if that ball stays in play. So here we go. Park Hill to come out on offense. Quarterback Ryan Graves. Next to him will be Javion Gathright, the leading running back for the Trojans. In the pistol, he's going to hand it to Gathright. Actually, it'll be a fumble on the first play from scrimmage. Looked like a little read option that went wrong. Recovered by the Trojans, just a loss of 2 for Ryan Graves. And it's going to be 2nd down and 12.
That was a poor read by Graves there, as Gathright actually had a hole there on the left-hand side. Instead, he thought there was going to be a defender there. He didn't pull it and ended up fumbling the football.
Going to hand it to Jalen Newell. Around the left edge, and not much doing. Gets back to the original. Oh, they'll give him 3 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Trojans of Park Hill. In the pistol set is Graves. And a man jumps as it's like 98. Brad Hanneman jumps off sides and will give Park Hill a free 5 yards. And so it'll be 3rd down, a little bit more manageable here for the Trojans. Got Joe Webb here to the near side with Jalen Newell split in the slot. To the far side will be Peyton Stanfield. Takes the snap to throw is Graves. Pressure in his face. He's trying to escape. Throws off to the far side. Complete. That's Jalen Newell up to the 35-yard line and a 1st down for the Park Hill Trojans.
That was a good play there. The offensive line didn't really give Graves a lot of time. He had to step up there in the little pocket he had, but he was able to find his intended receiver who was open in the flat.
Trips to the near side. Davis Supas is the receiver closest to the screen. Handoff up the middle. Gathright. He'll get about 3 yards on the play.
It's interesting to see what Coach Hood is doing here early. The running game just has not been going at all this season for Park Hill. So to see them come out in 3 of the first 4 plays running the football has just been pretty interesting.
Quarterback keeper Ryan Graves up across the 1st down marker, up near midfield. Just a straight quarterback power to the right side, and that's a 1st down for the Park Hill Trojans. Like you were just mentioning, trying to establish the running game early on, and so far it's worked. In the pistol set, gets a man to jump, and that'll be another 5 yards for the Trojans of Park Hill. Free 5. So it'll be 1st and 5. They've got 2. Ryan Graves has a very good hard count for the Trojans. Staying in the pistol. Got 2 wings kind of set up there, close to the line of scrimmage. Looks to the near side to get a possible change of play. Stays in the pistol set. Takes the snap, is going to toss it out here to the near side. Gets some blocking. Javion Gathright cuts back across the field. Only ends up getting about 3 yards on that play. A lot of running to pick up 3 yards. And it was one of those, it looked like if he kept to the outside, he may have had a few more yards in the 1st down. So say 2nd down and 3. They'll just give him 2 on the play. In the pistol. 2 wide to the near side. They're going to hand it to Gathright. Cuts up the field. They'll mark him short of the 1st down. Another 2 yards. Be 3rd down and 1.
That's definitely something Park Hill's missed all year, is having an established runner. They don't have one. Last year they had Dorian Clayton, and then when he went down they had DJ Johnson. This year they're stuck with 2 guys that aren't quite as good as those 2.
Yeah, and I mean, Davion Gathright is listed in the program as a defensive back. They're just trying to find something, as Corey Bradford is yet to get going on the ground this year. And he runs sideways and will get just a half yard, and they'll be 4th down and 4th and inches. And I would expect automatic go for it here.
I would, but you probably want to look at possibly throwing a pass play here. You haven't thrown a pass yet in the last 6 plays, and your running game isn't getting this yard.
Or look for Ryan Graves to take it and go himself, because he's been more effective just on his 2 carries thus far tonight. They're going to shift guys to the wing spots, and it's going to be a punt. They're going to boot this away, and it's going to check up and be downed. Oh, and it will go into the end zone for the touchback, as it was a very good punt there by Ryan Graves. I couldn't quite pick out the number of who touched it, and it just kicked into the end zone. And so it'll go out to the 20-yard line. So Ray Peck will come out offensively at the 20. We'll see kind of that first week when we saw them, we saw a mix of run and pass on their first drive, and they went right down the field and scored a touchdown early on that Park Hill South defense. They're going to fake it and throw, batted away. Hayden Wallace busted through on a blitz. Pass from Grant Miller is batted down. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Hayden Wallace all year has been very impressive. He is the leading tackler on the team, and he's an all-around disruptor for this defense. He gets through, he fills the hole, he's able to make tackles when needed, and he's able to bat it away with that club he has on his hand.
Some late movement here. They're going to shift Reyes out to the left, and he never got set. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Back him up. And this is a Park Hill defense that's got a lot of momentum going for them right now. In their last 2 games, they've given up 21 points total. That's 7 against Liberty North, and then 14 last week against quite possibly one of the most dynamic offenses in the Kansas City area with the Lee Summit North Broncos. And so it'll be 2nd down and 15. And this is a situation, if you're Park Hill, you just let your 3-down linemen go get the quarterback if they look to pass. Miller in the gun. They're going to shift Reyes out here to the near side. Back to throw. Chips throws it to the near side. Williams, and it'll be a flag thrown. Roughing the passer will be the call. Number 8, Mikey Miles, hit Grant Miller like 2 steps after he got rid of the football. That will always be a roughing the passer penalty. And so that'll give them free 15 yards and a 1st down up to the 30. As the sun is starting to poke out here, as we kind of see across the way. Something we really haven't seen much today. And so Ray Peck's got a 1st down. With 8:01 to play, 1st quarter, they come out in the wing tee set now. 2 wide receivers, 1 split to each side. They're going to hand it to Shanklin. And he's hit and dropped after a gain of about 4.
A good stop there by Johnny Wilson. And if he doesn't stop him there, it probably goes for another at least 5 yards. As he had a blocker out in front of him, and he had a wide open hole there to the right-hand side.
Shanklin with the short carry there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. They stay in the wing tee set. Miller under center. Sends Shanklin in motion. They're going to hand it to him again. Gets a little bit of him. Hayden Wallace steps into the hole and drops him after a gain of about 3. Bring up 3rd down and 3.
And really, the wing tee is pretty interesting to see running against this 3-4 defense, especially when you got guys who are very aggressive, because in the wing tee you can run a lot of counter options and things like that to possibly catch the defense guessing.
They're going to hand this off. That'll be Reyes. Not much going. Looks like maybe a yard and bring up 4th down, 4th and short for Ray Peck, and I expect them to send the punting unit onto the field. Reyes did not get much room to run. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Punting unit on. Number 11, Brenton Eggers, as James Gore comes running off the field late for Park Hill. But the punting unit is on. Eggers had a very good week punting back in week 1. And he's going to throw. Caught by Grimm. Luke Grimm was wide open here to the near side as both guys started dropping, and they hit him for the first down, but a flag is down. Looks like in the spot of holding, right there in the middle of the line. An eligible man downfield. And so it'll be 5 yards, and they'll have to punt this time. It's probably one of those situations where the line thought that he was going to punt it, and the punter decided, hey, he's wide open over here. I'm just going to throw it. So 4th down and 6 upcoming. It'll be Eggers. Punt's blocked! It's up in the air, and it's going to be picked up and fallen on. That's number 13, Antonio McCullough. And Park Hill take over with great field position.
It's funny watching Mikey Miles right now saying, I don't know why you went down. There's 2 of us ahead of you. You would have scored. All you had to do is grab it and go.
And I didn't catch the number. It looked like it was Mikey Miles that came off the edge unblocked and blocked that punt for the Trojans. So they'll come out with great field position at the 18-yard line. 1st down and 10. Corey Bradford, the back now. Joe Webb and Jalen Newell. They're going to hand it off Bradford. Corey Bradford hit at the line. Will fall forward. Get some yards there. A good run for Corey Bradford.
Definitely the hardest we've seen him run this year when covering a ball game. He's usually a back that looks for his hole and waits too long, and tonight he got downhill quickly.
Throw to the end zone, incomplete, just a little wide for Joe Webb. So it'll be bring up 3rd down and about 3 here for the Trojans. .5:26 to play, 1st quarter. They're going to hand it to Bradford. Met at the line, falls forward near the 10, but it's still going to be a yard short of the 1st down. That's one of those plays. Why don't you run that on 2nd down instead of throwing a pass that didn't have any chances?
And right now, I don't know if Coach Hood doesn't realize it's 4th down or he's just not going to try to take the points, but he's going to go for it here, it looks like.
In the pistol, he's got Bradford behind him, does Graves. Now they shift him slightly to the right. They're in the short shotgun. They're going to hand it to Bradford. No, kept by Graves. Graves, end zone, touchdown, Park Hill Trojans.
And that's just poor scouting report right there by Ray Peck. You have to know in that situation, you're only it's a 4th and 2, so you're going to whatever. If he's going to hand it off to Bradford, you got that stopped. You don't even have to worry about that. You always got to have a spy on the quarterback just in case, since he is the leading rusher, and then cover the defender, the receivers tight. They didn't, and cost them 6 points.
Kick is up and no good. So a touchdown there by Ryan Graves from 8 yards out and gives Park Hill 6-0 lead. We'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
The best gourmet pizza in the Northland. Don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South Athletics.
Welcome back here to 810varsity.com. An 8-yard touchdown run for Ryan Graves. Makes it 6-0 Park Hill following the missed extra point. It'll be a short kick and it'll go way out of bounds. Kicked by number 84, Grant Pella. It was no good.
And that's another interesting call there. Like, you have all the momentum, just kick it deep and have your defense play straight up. Instead, you try this goofy pooch kick and you kick it out of bounds and you give them good field position to start.
Well, if you remember a couple weeks ago, their regular kicker, Trey Smith, was hurt on an extra point. And they had Jackson Austin kicking for that week. But this is a whole different kicker. This is Grant Pella, number 84, now kicking for Park Hill. So I'm not quite sure what's going on kicking-wise. They're going to hand it off. Reyes gets some space. He'll get about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
And that was a lucky 7 or 8 yards, as it looked like Miller and Reyes just couldn't figure out who was supposed to take the ball there for a second.
So it'll mark it 2nd and 7 here for the Panthers of Raymore-Peculiar. In the pistol, you're going to hand it to Reyes again. Reyes cuts upfield, gets into the secondary, finally cut down, but not until he got across midfield. Mark him at the 46-yard line, and a good run there for Brandon Reyes, the leading rusher for the Ray-Peck Panthers.
And that run was set up by Hunter Hatfield, left guard. He opened up that hole and was able to keep Cole Gagne from getting to Reyes.
They're going to fake a pass now. Grant Miller's going to have to run with a little RPO type play, and he'll get up. He'll get about 5 yards on the play. He got near the line of scrimmage, looked like he was about to throw it, a la Ben Roethlisberger last week in the Chiefs game. It's going to be really close, but he kept it, got 5 out of really nothing. And so down to the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Got 2 wide to this side, runs Reyes in motion. It's going to be a little swing pass and nothing doing. Mikey Miles drops him for about a 5-yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd and 10. Miles, immediately when the motion started this side, he went directly for Reyes and was right there to meet him and drop him for the loss.
On a defense that's full of guys who are very impressive and get after the quarterback, Mikey Miles, is sort of unsung by a lot of people, but he is someone who gets after it and is constantly around the football.
To throw, Miller. Not much doing. He's brought down, flagged down. Looks like a holding, but he couldn't really get anything going as they ran a quarterback draw, oddly enough. As the officials talking to Coach Hood here on the near side, looks like they're going to decline the holding penalty. They'll give him about 4 yards to bring up 4th down, and they're going to punt.
Smart decision there by Coach Hood, going ahead and forcing them into a 4th down. You don't want to, even backing up 10 yards, you don't want to give them an extra down to try to get that 1st down.
So to punt, it's It's Sappington again this time. They're going to keep the defense close on this one. They don't have anybody back. And they'll get it away. Sappington will kick it out of bounds. We'll see where they mark this one at. Because it was not a great punt. Looks like they'll mark it at the 25-yard line. So a better punt than I was expecting initially. They'll mark it at the 25. That's where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 with 2:12 to play. Here in this first quarter, Park Hill leads 6-0 on an 8-yard touchdown run from Ryan Graves. As an interesting score just coming in, Park Hill with a 14-0 lead. Matt Sukanik with a touchdown pass early in that game. And it's 14-0. Park Hill South leads Lee Summit. Interesting right there. Park Hill South has struggled offensively with Sukanik out since the first game. And he's back and making plays already for the Park Hill South Panthers.
And that's good because their quarterback play was very lacking without him in there, and there were a lot of people talking about the possibility of maybe looking at something totally different from the quarterback position if he wasn't going to be able to get back.
Handoff up the middle, Bradford. Not a whole lot of room for Corey Bradford. They'll bring up 3rd down, about 7. Yeah, that's really good to hear that Sukanik's back, and back earlier than expected. So in the pistol set, 2 wide to the far side of the field. Got 1 to the near and a wing split there to the far side. Back to throw is Graves. Got some time down the middle. Open, overthrows his man. That's Davis Supis, and it's incomplete.
And they might want to go back to throwing more routes like that because not only was Supis, not only did he have a step on his defender, over on the far side, Joe Webb had a couple steps on his defender. So that might be something for Coach Hood to look at, especially since they got film on the sideline to see how wide open his receivers were getting going downfield.
It's now punt formation for the Trojans here with 1:28. They're going to get it away. Not a great punt as a cheerleader nearly gets hit with that punt. And it's going to be marked all the way up.
And, man, the special teams tonight for both teams have been awful so far.
It hasn't been a spectacular special teams effort so far tonight. That punt was marked at the 44 of Park Hill's own 44. So that punt didn't really net a whole lot of yards there for the Trojans. And so
it's really surprising to see the Trojans have some issues after so many years of really good people on special teams to just hit this lull where now you're having some issues finding guys. Miller,
deep ball, open, overthrows his man. He's looking at Javon Williams, a 6'4", 185-pound wide receiver. It's a senior receiver. He had a man on him, but, I mean, with his size, you just get it up in the air, and he goes up and gets that.
Yep, just a little too tall for him, and also where it was placed, it was going to be hard for him to jump at that point.
But on that play, you got to give a lot of props to Grant Miller. Stepped up, had time to step up in the pocket, and if he could have set his feet, he may have completed that pass and had a big play. Now another shot down the field. Had Luke Grimm that time, and it's incomplete, but a flag is down. It's going to be another roughing the passer, that one on James Gore. That'll be 2 personal fouls early in this ball game for the Trojans here with 1:15 to play in the first quarter. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. So Ray Peck now in scoring territory following that roughing the passer.
Well, judging by the play calling we've seen now in the last few plays, both teams now feel that they have the weapons and also have the speed to get over the top of the defense. So now they're going to start looking deep, and the first team to connect on one of those, probably takes this game in hand.
This one they're going to fake a handoff and just he throws that pass. Not a great throw as it goes over near the football practice field over across the way.
Well, Miller had a rough week last week. He only completed 39% of his passes last week, and this week, he was trying to get something going a little bit more. Surprisingly, his best week completing the passes this year was actually against Rockhurst.
That's a game they lost 31-10. I mean, it's a big score line, but talking to one of the assistant coaches, he said the game was a lot closer than the score indicated. They had a couple late turnovers that went Rockhurst's way, and Rockhurst went down and scored. He said it was a close game for a majority of that ball game. Down under a minute to play here in this first quarter. Bring up 3rd and 9 here as I think Ray Peck's starting to figure out they're going to have to throw the ball to have some success because their running game is not quite there against this Park Hill defense. It's going to be a screen pass. They overthrows Rayos here to the near side, and it'll be incomplete as they were setting up a screen, and Rayos, it looked like, just wasn't looking at the ball.
Well, that play was totally blown up by Jameel Burns. He got into the backfield very quickly, so they didn't really have a time to set up the screen, and it almost was like Rayos just went ahead and gave up on it.
So a 45-yard field goal from right around the middle of the field for Gabe Sappington. The hold of Luke Grimm upcoming. Snap back is a good one. Kick is up on the way, and it is no good. Pushed it to the left. Had 50-yard field goal distance, but just off to the left, and it's no good. And so Park Hill will take over at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. And we'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
Good to see Sukanik back. He's back a week early. We're back here on 810varsity.com. Park Hill takes over following a 45-yard missed field goal for Gabe Sappington. 34 seconds play. First quarter, 6-0. Be a toss out here to the near side. I believe that was Corey Bradford getting another carry. Yes, it was. 4-yard carry. Coming into he's started off better than he has most of the year. Coming into the game, he averaged 1.9 yards a carry. Now this time will be Graves running to the far side. Going to get the first down up across the 30. Most effective running game right there is that quarterback power for Ryan Graves. He just follows his line, follows his running back around the edge, and he's been very effective thus far in this ball game. As the clock will wind down here to end the first quarter. And so 6-0's our score. Park Hill with the lead. And so we'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
The bank was recently named one of the 5 strongest mid-sized banks in Kansas City in 2014 by the Kansas City Business Journal. Try our new mobile deposit options on our new banking app. For more information on locations, apps, loans, and more, visit one of our locations or online at PlatteValleyBank.com. Platte Valley Bank, proudly supporting high school athletics in the Northland. Visit anytime at PlatteValleyBank.com. Member FDIC.
And we're back here on 810varsity.com. Into one quarter here from Park Hill High School. Trojans lead 6-0 following an 8-yard touchdown run from quarterback Ryan Graves. And Park Hill has the early lead has the football here to throw. Graves out to the far side. Jalen Newell. Newell gets to the outside, and it'll be finally just kind of corralled out of bounds.
And you sort of wonder why it takes so long to utilize Jalen Newell's athleticism. It seems like each game we've seen, it always takes them at least a quarter to figure out that they have this super athlete in Jalen Newell.
So this time it'll be Graves again on the read option. Will get the first down. Yeah, exactly right. We don't see a lot of Newell. I don't know if it's by design. Save him for he's out there on the field. You don't use him until you need it or whatever. Last week it was Joe Webb who made the plays for him. And he hasn't touched the ball yet tonight either. It'll be a throw this time to the near side. Newell is finally spun down right about midfield. A good 6-yard completion from Graves to Newell, and it'll be a second down and 4 upcoming. They're just hitting these short little quick passes, and then they're going to hit a big one up the seam here pretty soon. That's where usually Stanfield comes into play. So it'll be Graves again. Graves gets the edge. Ryan Graves ushered out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 44-yard line in a first down. Ryan Graves, like I mentioned already once, he's having a very effective night on the ground already. Now in the shotgun, you got 2 wide, going to run a man to the near side, going to hand it to him. That is Newell. Newell using his speed, hit hard at about the line of scrimmage. Coming up to make the hit, that was number 1, Chris McKenzie. Chris McKenzie Jr., the defensive back, 5'9", 165-pound senior defensive back, coming up from his safety spot to make a hit. They're going to hand it to Bradford. Bradford into the secondary. Corey Bradford, a first down run for Corey Bradford.
And I really don't understand what's gotten into Corey Bradford. It's hardest we've seen him run, and actually the last 2 years. I mean, even last year when he got in there, he always seemed to be a little hesitant. Tonight, he's really getting after it.
Early movement on the offensive line. Yeah, like you said, he's been very hesitant thus far tonight, or thus far this season. His stats aren't very great. I can see a lot of the potential that he's got on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm wondering if they may have challenged him over the last couple weeks to maybe step up his game and start in a flag down. Step up his game as a senior. It's your senior season. You got to stand up and take the running back spot. And an offsides, it looks like they were calling it down here on number 1, Chris McKenzie Jr. He was a little too close to wide receiver here to the near side, so that false start was wiped out by an offsides. And so it'll be first down and 10. Now they're going to throw. Stanfield down the sideline, incomplete, flag down. That'll go on McKenzie Jr. Stanfield did a great job running up the seam, or running up the sideline. It looks like he was just grabbed, had his jersey grabbed just slightly. It'll be a holding on the defense. And it'll be a first down, 10-yard penalty and a first. And they'll mark the football at the 24-yard line. So Park Hill back in scoring range here with 10-12 to play. In the pistol, Newell and Webb to the far side. You take the snap. They're going to hand it to Bradford. Runs through a guy, but he's kind of going to be met and dropped. Maybe give him a yard. Give him a yard. Tackle made by number 56, Graham Sutherland, linebacker. Staying in the pistol. Of course, that's their typical set. 2 wide to the near side. Stanfield and Newell. Up the seam. Newell open. Just overthrown and it's incomplete. Not a great throw there. Well, he just kind of put it up there. Just too far out in front of his receiver, Newell. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 upcoming for the Trojans of Park Hill. Probably 2-down territory from right here. You figure probably not kick with the struggles of the kicking game already tonight.
And, I mean, you got 9 yards to get here, so if anything, look for a chunk of 5 just to make it easier for you on 4th down.
Looks to the near side, gets the new play call in, gets the check at the line from the coach. They're called timeout. Didn't like exactly what they see. The coach is down 2 booths to our left. Probably didn't like what they were seeing defensively. So a timeout with 9:35 to play, and we'll take it with them and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
Welcome back here to 810varsity.com. Our score here in the second quarter is 6-0. Some scores to take a look at right quick. Blue Springs lead Blue Springs South 14-0. Liberty and Lee Summit North are tied at 14 currently. And we'll get back to that when we get a chance. 9:35 to play. Graves is going to fake a handoff, roll to the left, looking to throw now. He'll run back to the right, looking to run. Nothing doing. He'll be sacked. A big loss back to the 35-yard line.
And that was Jacob Ross there. Great pressure by Gerald Shealy, but Jacob Ross came in to finish him off and drop him deep back to the 34.
We'll mark him, yes, at the 34-yard line. So it'll be 4th down, and it's a short cab ride.
This would be another good time to do a pooch punt.
Exactly, probably what we'll see here. And they're actually going to run a play to throw down the seam. Open Stanfield off his fingertips and incomplete. A perfect ball from Graves to Stanfield, and it's just off his hands and incomplete. So Ray Peck takes over on downs at the 34-yard line. But how close was that pass?
And it was a great run by Stanfield, good route. He was able to get a couple steps on McKenzie, and McKenzie tried to swat it away and was behind him, and the ball just tipped off of Stanfield's fingertips. So great thought process there. They're continue to go deep, and the first time they connect on it, though, it's gonna go for 6.
Here we go in the wing T set. Reyes will go in motion. They're going to hand it to Brandon Reyes, and he is met. And that is the big man, Gianni Wilson. Couldn't get blocked on that. He just came around the edge and ate him alive. Sorry, James Gore coming through the middle will drop him for a 1-yard loss.
Well, now that they're jumping on the wing tee, now that they're jumping the first man through, now's the time when you run the counter off the backside.
And then give it to the other. And they're going to throw, actually. And Miller is eaten alive. That's James Gore again. They can't block James Gore in the middle.
Yeah, Colin Burdick is having himself some issues right now with James Gore, as Burdick just sort of turned around and saw that he was already on top of Miller and was trying to figure out what he's going to do going forward. He might want to talk to Clint Herrick, his center, and see if there's any chance that maybe they can work together to contain him.
Yeah, especially on a 3 front, which, I mean, it's also difficult because 3 front, and they're always bringing at least one more body through the middle. So they're going to throw. Miller up the sit. Looked like a little miscommunication. He was looking at Devontae Johnson, but Johnson had cut out. And so they will be punting the football back. This will be
interesting.
Brenton Eggers with 7:29 to play. Back to return is the dangerous Jalen Newell. He has not returned a punt for a touchdown yet this year, so you got to think. And the punt was partially blocked, actually, and it'll be grabbed by Ray Peck. And the Park Hill player just recovers it.
Well, for Park Hill, once they touch it, there's nothing they can do because you can always get it back to where it was originally touched. Yeah. So it makes sense to go after it because maybe you pick it up and turn it into a touchdown.
So the ball looks like will be spotted up at the 48-yard line. So I'll run through a few scores right quick while I got just a second. At Lee Summit West 8, Staley 6, and a very good contest there. Park Hill South 14-7 lead on Lee Summit, and that was like I mentioned a little bit ago. Matt Sukanik back at quarterback for the Park Hill South Panthers in that game, and he's led them to a 14-7 lead. You're gonna fake a handoff, back to throw down the seam. Jalen Newell cuts back. And he's going to use his speed. 10-5, touchdown, Jalen Newell.
And it only took one time finally connecting on one of those seam patterns. They get Newell. This time it was a little bit shorter, about 15 yards, but Newell is such a great athlete. He was able to utilize his block, get to the outside, and score the touchdown.
Jalen Newell got to the middle and found himself all by himself, and then from there used his speed and took it the rest of the way, 52 yards into the end zone. As it's 12-0 Park Hill, and they'll go for 2 with their struggling kicking game. They're going to hand it off up the middle, end zone. The 2 is good. Corey Brantford makes it good. So 7:14 remaining. And that was a quick strike there. 1 play, touchdown pass. And so we'll take a break and be back after this on 810 of varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
And we're back here on 810varsity.com. It'll be an onside kick. It'll be recovered by Raymore-Peculiar. Interesting.
I mean, if you don't have a guy to get it to the end zone, I guess doing it this way at least gives you a chance to get the ball back. But you're giving up so much field position here. And like we were talking about in the break and we've talked about earlier on the broadcast, the wide receivers are open. They're getting steps on him. They're getting down the field. All it's going to take is one time for Miller to connect, and all of a sudden it's going to be a ball game.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you've got Luke Grimm, who is one of the top receivers in the area, according to 810varsity.com in the Elite 81. He was one of and he was a player of the week the first week following that Park Hill South game, plus Javon Williams. They're going to hand it off to Reyes. Brandon Reyes into the secondary, finally cut down. Gain of about, looks like they'll mark him just a 9-yard gain, but they'll mark him just short of that first down. Bring up 2nd and inches.
And because of the onside kick that you didn't recover, because you decided to do that, you've now got them at midfield.
So it'll be 2nd down and inches upcoming in the pistol. We're going to hand it to Reyes, and he trips over his own lineman. Number 61, Jacob Vassler, was pushed back into the backfield, and Reyes tried to cut across behind him and tripped up behind him.
The Ray-Pec coaches over there just punched the table because they saw exactly what I saw. All he had to do was get around his blocker. He had a first down and probably about 5 more yards as that play opened wide open for Reyes.
3rd and 3. Miller will throw. Out route will be thrown too wide, and it'll be incomplete. So punt formation, possibly. Yep, it'll be punt formation here. They'll bring out Brenton Eggers to punt. Just another, it's just off tonight. Struggling to throw.
Well, he's throwing them high all the time. It's almost like he's not really stepping all the way in, and that could.
And it'll be off the side of his foot and go out of bounds. Park Hill will have pretty decent field position at the 36-yard line.
Got a great spot, too. That ball looked like it hit at the 32.
That's what it looked like. Bradford, not a whole lot of room that time. Maybe a yard for Corey. And bring up 2nd and 9. We're seeing a lot of Corey Bradford tonight out of the in the backfield. He's been the running back the last few possessions. Graves now to throw. Be a screen pass to Newell. Gets a block, then runs around the block and tripped up and kind of knocked out of bounds across the 40. That one, Newell didn't set it up right. There, he had the block. If he cuts to the inside, he may get the edge and be up the sideline. But instead, he just danced around the outside. It'll be pushed out of bounds. So it'll bring up about 3rd and 4 here for the Trojans of Park Hill. Graves in the gun now with Bradford to his left. They're going to just run a straight quarterback sweep. Graves trying to get to the outside. Gets the edge! And he runs out of bounds. But a good run. They'll mark him out at the 44-yard line.
And that was poor pursuit there by Avery Wordfine. He's standing as the free safety, and so he's scraping down the line with Graves. He goes to get into the hole, and he ran too shallow, and Graves got right around him and got that first down.
And Bradford up the middle will run for about 5. Bring up 2nd down and 5. That's when they need any yards on 3rd down. We're seeing what they've just decided to do. If they're going to run, they're going to let the quarterback run. Down the sideline, wide open, Stanfield to the house. Touchdown, Park Hill Trojans. 39 yards to Peyton Stanfield. And Park Hill now leads 20-0. And the extra point, it is up and it is good. And Park Hill has hit a couple big plays here in this 2nd quarter, and now their lead is up to 3 scores at 21-0. So we'll be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Accident, storm damage, or a fire. When the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
We're back here on 810varsity.com. 4:56 to play here in this first half. Trojans 21, Panthers nothing. And Ray Peck, at this point, you need to go down and get a touchdown before the end of this half, and it'll be a little pooch kick. Nearly lost there by Avery Woodfine, but he recovered it. And so Ray Peck with the football at the 42-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. So looking to get some momentum going here for Coach Cruz. So here we go. 42-yard lines where the Panthers will take over. They're going to pump fake and look down the field. They're going to throw it up, and it's going to be out of bounds. Javon Williams made the catch, but he was just kind of forced out of bounds by number 12, Deshaun Powell. But it was a double move that Williams didn't run the route completely right. The pump fake, he didn't do any fake. He just kind of took off up the sideline, wasn't really running. And so it'll be a little draw play. Brandon Reyes into the secondary, one block away, and he is tripped up and brought down by number 5, Javion Gathright. But well across midfield, and we cut down at the 41-yard line. So we're slowly seeing this Park Hill defense opening up a little bit for Brandon Reyes and the Panther offense. In the pistol to throw, Miller up the field, and he just throws it, and it's intercepted. Miller's pass is intercepted by Park Hill. Donovan Bustamante, number 22, the senior defensive back, picks it off, and Park Hill takes possession. They'll mark it at the 16-yard line, and just another ill-advised pass. Or he just threw it up for grabs, and Luke Grimm was up the field further. But Miller's pass tailed away and way closer to out of bounds, and it was picked off.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had Grimm running up the numbers, and for some reason he threw it to the outside when Grimm was thinking he was on a fly pattern.
So now in the shotgun to throw, Graves looking up the seam, up the sideline, incomplete. .4:19 to play, first half. Park Hill 21, Raymore-Peculiar nothing. This is starting to get into dangerous territory for the Ray Peck Panthers. If they give up another touchdown here, it's going to be a rough second half. Uphill climbing in the second half. In the shotgun, they're going to hand it off to Bradford. Bradford cuts here to the near side into the secondary, finally cut down. But Corey Bradford, I mean, we've mentioned it multiple times. He's running with a purpose tonight.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a different running back.
So it's 3rd down and 5 upcoming. Yeah, that was only a carry of 5, but he just looked a lot different. Looks like he's just running the hole, not trying to be too cute, running the football. This time it's going to be Graves running to the near side, pushed out of bounds, near the 30-yard line. And what they've continued to do is on 3rd and medium, Ryan Graves is running that little quarterback sweep. And it looks like Park Hill's offense has started to figure out what they need to do week after week after week. Now to throw. Graves up the seam, overshoots his receiver. That was Joe Webb. Defense there by Brenton Eggers.
And it definitely looks like Coach Hood saw something on film this week that he was able to exploit with getting Ryan Graves to that edge. It seems like Ray Peck's having a hard time pursuing to the edge and keeping contained and keeping Graves from getting outside.
Well, I'm thinking he may have watched that Park Hill South film, because they're doing a lot of the same things South did to this defense that Ray Peck gave up, those kind of plays. Bradford up the middle, and he'll get another 5 yards, another solid 5-yard run. What I was saying, yeah, we saw a lot of those same kind of passes week 1 by Park Hill South, and those same kind of quarterback keepers by Sukanik. And this week, it's we're kind of seeing it again here from the Park Hill Trojans. 3rd down and 5, 3:05 to play here in this first half. 21-0. Park Hill has the lead, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Hood, his second of the half. And we'll take that timeout with him back after this on 810varsity.com. We're back here on 810varsity.com. I'm Nate Kendall with my partner Matt Moon. 3 minutes to play here in this first half. Park Hill 21, Raymore-Peculiar nothing. They have a 3rd down and 5 following a timeout. They only have 1 remaining. Now in the pistol. They're going to hand it off. Bradford gets up the field. He'll get the first down. A 6-yard run for Corey Bradford. First down once again. As it's starting to look like Park Hill has a good shot at getting their first 100-yard rusher in one game tonight. Now back to throw is Graves. He's going to take off up the field, scramble, get about 4 this time. It's 2.5 minutes now. They'll mark him at the 46-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans. In the shotgun. Man in motion, that's Supas. Now they'll throw, rolling out to his right. And he's going to take off and run with it. And he'll finally be spun down across midfield. They'll mark him. It looks like close to the 45, and that's a first down. Mark him at the 46, and it's a first down for the Trojans. Even when Raymore-Peculiar has some pressure on Graves, he seems to escape and be able to get up the field and break free for a first down run. Now in the pistol, they're going to fake it to Bradford. Throw it down the sideline. Man open, it's up, and it'll be incomplete. Looking for Jalen Newell.
Yeah, Jackson Hilselback, the linebacker, got out there on Newell and covered him pretty well. Got out there, was able to tip the ball away and keeping Newell from a big gain.
2 minutes to play. First half. Park Hill Trojans have the football. They're going to fake it to Bradford. Throw it here to the far side. Newell outside. Tries to cut upfield. Fighting forward. A couple flags down. Looks like a couple holding penalties quite possibly here on the Trojans. And if you're Ray Peck, you take this one back here and bump them back and make it 2nd and 20. So they're discussing the penalties as they're talking to Coach Cruz over there. It looks like holding. Yes, that'll be the call there. Like they'll just call one of the they'll just signal one of the holdings and back them up from here to make it 2nd down and 20. As they're getting a little bit of explanation here to the near side. It looks like the defense or the offensive coordinator figuring out who it was on, all that fun stuff. So they get it marked back, 2nd down and 20 now, 1:53 to play here in this first half. Trojans 21, Panthers nothing. And the pistol to throw. There'll be a screen here to the near side, Peyton Stanfield. Stanfield shakes off a couple hits. Peyton Stanfield finally pulled down up across the 40. They're trying to trying to get a horse collar call, but they're not gonna. It's not. It didn't look like it. It looked like he just got a hold of his shoulder pads there, and so they're gonna call time here. The referees for an injury timeout is number 94 having some issues, and they stop play so he can get off the field. So to bring up 3rd down and 3, a 17-yard screen pass to Peyton Stanfield. So they're in the gun, or in the shotgun. 2 wide to each side. Got him to jump, and it'll be a 1st down. The 4th offsides penalty on the Panthers. And it's a 1st down. And so Park Hill will have the football inside the 35 at the 34, 1st down and 10. 1:18 to play here in this first half. They have 1 timeout remaining. Now to throw, Graves in the pocket looking, gonna fire it to the near side. Davis Supis with a great catch, a jumping reception, and it'll be a 1st down.
And that was a heads-up route by Supis. He saw that his quarterback was in trouble. He ran his route and then broke it off and started heading up towards the sideline and was able to get open for the catch.
Now will be a handoff. Bradford dancing around as we met about 5 Panther defenders. They finally push him back, but he'll get about 2.
And that looks more like what we had expected out of Corey Bradford so far this season. He's just not quite sure where he wants to go and doesn't hit the hole quite hard enough and gets stopped for just a 2-yard gain.
Supis, the wing to the far side. Now they'll throw. Fade pattern. Webb. Incomplete off the hands of Joe Webb. That was a really good ball.
Yeah, it was a very good pass.
And Webb was backpedaling and had the ball hit him, but it looks like there may have been just tipped out of his hands. Something falls incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 8 now for the Trojans. Passing situation, unless they want to go back to the quarterback run game here with 34 seconds left in 1 timeout. Now the throw. They'll throw. It'll be a little underneath route. 1st down and more. Cuts to the far side. Davis Supis, end zone, touchdown. And a flag will be down on the play as well as Davis Supis scores. Looks like it'll be on the Ray Peck Panthers by the signal. Touchdown is good. After the play, personal foul on Raymore-Peculiar. That was a 27-yard touchdown pass to Davis Supas.
Just running the wide receiver screen there.
Extra point, but a flag is down on the play. And it's 27-0. So they'll repeat the kick as Grant Pella will have to kick it from the 15-yard line now. It's 27-0, Trojans with the lead. Snap back, kick is up by Pella, and it is right down the middle. And it's 28-0, Park Hill with the lead on Ray Peck. Now this Park Hill offense is what we were kind of expecting to see from the get-go here in this season.
Yeah, this is the best they've looked so far. And Ryan Graves is having himself a day. He's really throwing a good ball, and finally he's starting to connect with his wide receivers, and he's utilizing his shorter route wide receivers. Last week he used a lot of Joe Webb. This week he's going to Devin Supas, and he's also going to Peyton Stanfield and getting him on the short intermediate routes that are then opening up for the touchdown.
So 27 seconds, 3 timeouts. If you're Ray Peck, what do you even try to do here? Depending on, I guess it would depend on where this kick ends up. If they kick it short, I guess it won't matter because of the 15-yard penalty. I forgot about that one. 15-yard penalty will be assessed at the 45, so they can kick this deep, and Ray Peck can take over deeper in their own territory. And it'll be interesting to see if they try to do something here. I mean, you almost need to. Down 28-0 going into half, as they will just kick a little roller, and it'll be picked up. That's Luke Grimm, and he's just going to be chased and dragged down inside the 10.
If I'm Coach Cruz, first thing I do is I just run one play here. See if maybe you can spring something, maybe a draw play and spring about 10, 15 yards, then go from there. Otherwise,
if you run the ball here, get nothing, just go to halftime.
Get the clock moving and then kneel on it.
Figure it out at halftime. But yeah, I like what you said. Yeah, run and draw play. If he busts it out here near the 40, up near the 40, 35-yard line, timeout, and then see if you can get a pass or two down the field and set yourself up for a Sappington field goal. But they're in the wing tee, and it'll be a run, and that'll be Reyes up near the 20.
It looks like the coaches are taking off their headsets, so that'll probably be the last play before half.
9-yard run, and yeah, that'll be the last play before the half. And it looks like they'll head to halftime. Park Hill will, with a 28-0 lead, with their best half of football of the season, I would say. 28 points on the board. And so with that, we'll take a timeout. We're going to have a long halftime tonight with the homecoming proceedings. And so we're going to take that break and be back at some point with halftime stats and scores from around the Kansas City area after this on 810varsity.com.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South athletics.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Platte County or the Northland? The Ken Smith team of Keller Williams has been a trusted realtor for more than a decade for both buyers and sellers of residential and commercial properties. Although a native of Clay County, Ken has been a Platte County citizen since 1996 and is licensed in both Missouri and Kansas. The Ken Smith team is about much more than real estate. With a focus on education and communication, a fully documented marketing strategy, and a 30-day listing period on all homes.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Platte Valley Bank has been a fixture for Northland's banking needs with locations throughout the Northland. Liberty, Platte City, Parkville, Smithville, Berry Road, and more. In fact, Platte Valley Bank was recently named one of the 5 strongest mid-sized banks in Kansas City in 2014 by the Kansas City Business Journal. Try our new mobile deposit options on our new banking app. For more information on locations, apps, loans, and more, visit one of our locations or online at PlatteValleyBank.com. Platte Valley Bank, proudly supporting high school athletics in the Northland. Visit anytime at PlatteValleyBank.com. Member FDIC.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
At the end of one quarter, Ryan Graves had the one score, an 8-yard touchdown run to make it 6-0 Park Hill after one. In the second quarter, it's where Park Hill took control of this game to make it 28-0. A 52-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Newell from Ryan Graves to make it 14-0. Now, the 2-point conversion by Corey Bradford was good to make it 14-0. Then next time down, 39-yard touchdown pass from Graves to Peyton Stanfield. 21-0 Park Hill following the extra point. Then the next time down, 27 yards that time from Ryan Graves to Davis Supas. 28-0 following the extra point. So from there, Ray Peck struggled offensively, and it showed on the stats sheet. Grant Miller, the quarterback, is 2 for 10 passing for -5 yards. No touchdowns and the 1 interception. And on the ground, Brandon Reyes leads with 8 carries for 56 yards. And then on the Park Hill side, it's been all Park Hill on that side of the ball offensively. Ryan Graves, 9 of 16 for 171 and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then on the ground, Ryan Graves also leads Park Hill, 10 carries for 50 yards and then 1 touchdown. 1 long touchdown he had. And also Corey Bradford, 9 carries for 32 yards. Still not the greatest average, but still over 3 yards a carry and more than he's averaged all year long per game. And then through the air, Jalen Newell, 5 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Peyton Stanfield, 2 for 56 and a touchdown. And Davis Supas, 2 for 34 and a touchdown for Park Hill. We're gonna go look at the 8-10 varsity scoreboard here. Let's run down the first half. Most of these games will be going into the second half here shortly. Blue Springs 24, Blue Springs South 7. Blue Springs needing that victory tonight. Then in a very fun game to keep an eye on, Lee Summit North 21, Liberty 17. Liberty trying to rebound following their loss last week to Liberty North. And they're hanging tough with a really, really good Lee Summit North side. And it's 21-17. Staley 14, Lee Summit West 8. And a clash of titans here in the Kansas City area. In that ball game, Staley and Lee Summit West. Lee Summit now leads Park Hill South 21-14. That game's also here online. All 4 of those previous games that I mentioned are on 810varsity.com. Liberty North 23, St. Joe Central nothing. William Crispin 22, Truman nothing. Raytown 8, Ruskin nothing. Ruskin hanging tough with Raytown early. Kind of an upset brewing here. Oak Park 14, Fort Osage 7. That's one to keep an eye on here as we go along here in the second half. North Kansas City 21, Belton nothing. Kearney 20, Grandview 6. Platte County 29, Ray South 15. Grain Valley 7, Winnetonka 6. In a big battle of cross-state game here, Rockhurst 21, Blue Valley 7. And that's a big score there as Rockhurst, they prepare next week. They'll take on Bishop Miege. That should be a fun ball game as well. Chillicothe 14, St. Pius 12. Maryville leads Cameron 66-0 at halftime. That game being played in Cameron. Excelsior Springs 36, Harrisonville 20, Odessa 35, Oak Grove nothing, Pleasant Hill 28, Warrensburg 27. Lafayette 41, LeBlanc 14, Center 31, Bolivar nothing. Sedalia Smith Cotton 20, Smithville 3. Then on the Kansas side, Bishop Miege 33, St. James Academy nothing. Blue Valley North playing without Graham Mertz. First game tonight without him due to his injury last weekend. They lead Blue Valley West 21-7. Blue Valley Southwest 21, Blue Valley Northwest 12. St. Thomas Aquinas, and kind of a score I'm going to want to keep an eye on. St. Thomas Aquinas 10, Mill Valley 7. Gardner Edgerton is tied up with Olathe East at 14. Olathe South 21, Shawnee Mission South 14. Shawnee Mission North 14, Olathe West 7. Shawnee Mission East 16. Shawnee Mission Northwest 7. Free State and Shawnee Mission West are tied at 7 in kind of an intriguing score. DeSoto 21, Lansing nothing. Basehor Linwood 20, Shawnee Heights nothing. Leavenworth 56, Turner 14. Topeka 21, Junction City 14. That's all of our area scores. Oh, and another one, Lewisburg 21, Piper 14. Baldwin 13, Eudora 6, and Bonner Springs 26, Tongi 14. Those are our scores we're keeping an eye on here at Park Hills. We're getting closer to the start of the second half as is homecoming, so we had a little longer halftime, and so as we're preparing to start the second half. If you're Ray Peck, I'm not, you got a tall hill to climb here in the second half as they're trying to force their way back into this ball game, and it's going to take some time. Just going to have to slowly just start chipping away, chip away, chip away, chip away, as we are, if they want to get back into this game quickly. So we've got some time before we start the second half, so we're going to take a break. And thanks some of our sponsors again here on 810varsity.com. Come back and join us for the second half.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South Athletics.
Visit us in person in Parkville or online at www.park.edu. We all want more energy, more strength.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Platte County or the Northland? The Ken Smith team of Keller Williams has been a trusted realtor for more than a decade for both buyers and sellers of residential and commercial properties. Although a native of Clay County, Ken has been a Platte County citizen since 1996 and is licensed in both Missouri and Kansas. The Ken Smith team is about much more than real estate. With a focus on education and communication, a fully documented marketing strategy, and a 30-day listing period on all homes. The Ken Smith team, about your life and your dreams, focused on you. Contact Ken Smith anytime at 816-304-7580 or visit online at moveupwithken.com. That's 816-304-7580 and move up with Ken.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
And the raffle has been claimed. Thank you again to all that participated.
Welcome back here as we get ready for the second half of football here from Preston Field at Park Hill High School. I'm Nathan Kendall with my partner, Matt Moon. We're prepared for kickoff here in the second half. Park Hill will kick the football back. We'll kick the football to Raymore-Peculiar here in the second half. They'll be kicking the football back, and Ray Peck needs to just start Reyes and Peyton Ball back to return the kick. And they're going to just kick it short, and it gets through the first line. It's still bouncing around and finally recovered by Raymore-Peculiar. So it'll be first down and 10. Chris McKenzie Jr. recovered it. Ball on their own 27. That's where they'll take over. First down and 10. Looking to get something going offensively here in this second half. And it needs to start with Grant Miller, starting quarterback. 2 of 10, -5 yards, and the 1 interception in that first half. They're going to roll out to his left and throw. And in and out of the hands of his big wide receiver, Javon Williams. And incomplete.
That was a better throw there by Miller. It was not as high as he has been throwing it, but it was a little bit behind Javon, and he was just not able to corral that pass. And we'll see what Miller can bring. He has to understand, though, that you got to chip away at this lead quickly because you got to get it down, but you also have to do it one play at a time here.
And it's going to be a draw play. Reyes. Brandon Reyes fighting forward, still on his feet. He'll get around 6 yards. Bring up third down. An early third down here for Ray Peck. And a big one if they want to get back into this game. Third down and 4 for Raymore-Peculiar. Come out under center. First time we've seen this other than from the wing tee. Outside, passes high and incomplete. And so punt formation. And this is very dangerous here now for Raymore-Peculiar because Park Hill scores here again. This is a... we'll have a running clock situation going here in this second half. Eggers to punt. Back to Eggers, and he'll get it away. Not a great punt as it'll be down at the 50. Park Hill only has 50 yards to go to get to the end zone. 17 yards on the punt. First and 10 Trojans. Looking to extend this lead.
And outside of that first pass to Javon Williams, you see that second pass and he overthrows his intended receiver on a quick out, and you just kind of wonder what's going on with Miller. When we saw him earlier this year, he didn't look this bad. It has to be that pressure that's causing this.
Joe Webb nowhere to go, back to the 45-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play. They'll mark him. Actually, they'll give him the 46. Loss of 4 for Joe Webb. First touch of the game here for his one of his favorite wide receivers, Joe Webb, 5'11", 185-pound senior wideout. Loses 4, second and 14. Now it'll be a throw. Over the middle of Noel. He brought down a good tackle there. Coming up from his safety position was number 20, Avery Woodfine. They'll get a few yards there. Bring up 3rd and 6 here for the Trojans. I expect, and it'll be a flag down This looks like it may go on the offensive side of the football. And that'll back them up 5 yards. 3rd down and 11 upcoming for the Park Hill Trojans. And this is a big 3rd down if you're Ray Peck. You got to stop, force a punt, get the ball back pretty quickly with chances to, still with a chance to cut this lead down and have a shot at getting back into this ball game. We're going to go bunch here to the near side. Trips bunch to the near side. One receiver all by himself to the far side. Back to throw, Graves. He's going to escape the pocket, being chased. Going to get the first down if they give him the stretch. No, they're going to mark him just short of the first down. It appears they'll mark him just a yard short. So they're going to go for this no matter what. But a good scramble there. A 10-yard run for Ryan Graves. Now they'll go trips to the near side, 2 to the far side. I expect some motion here from one of the backs. No, they're just going to go straight quarterback keeper up the middle. Got the first down inside the 40. Mark him at the 38. And a first down for the Park Hill Trojans.
And you had to know that was coming. Ryan Graves has been running really, really well today. I sort of have to wonder what the heck Ray Peck was doing there. They still were in their 3-man front. They didn't bring their linebackers up, and they allowed him to get that first down easily.
Now to throw. Graves be caught by Stanfield. He'll get about 7 on the play. Peyton Stanfield. Shane Martin made the tackle, but now they'll give him 6 actually on the play. Now in the pistol and moving guys around on the line will be Corey Bradford back up the middle to about the 30. He'll give him a couple yards, bring up 3rd down and 2. As we haven't seen Gathright get a carry for quite a while. They're liking, I think, what Bradford's bringing tonight to the rushing attack. And they're going to fake it to Bradford to be a little read option. Got the first down inside the 25-yard line. And Ray Peck defensive player is still on the ground. He gets up. He appears to be fine. As he'll come off the field gingerly running. Graves will take the snap. Hand it off up the middle. Bradford.
Ray Peck's lucky there they didn't get called for 12 men on the field as number 42 was still running off the field when they snapped that football.
Yeah, he wasn't
looked like Shane Martin might have gotten hurt on that last play.
He wasn't off the field yet, but they gave him the benefit of the doubt. It'd be a pass over the middle. Caught inside the 10, down to the 5, and finally they'll bring him down. Graves looks like he may have taken a shot to the leg and kind of walking gingerly. But it'll be 1st and goal at the 5. Peyton Stanfield with another good grab. He's starting to become one of those reliable guys that you can throw the ball to anytime. 1st and goal from the 5. They're going to fake a handoff. Oh, now Graves will be sacked. Big pressure there for Ray Peck.
Gerald Shealy got back there and made the tackle.
Loss of 5 back to the 10. Graves, 1st and goal from the 10 now. One of the few negative plays there for the Park Hill offense. Take the snap. They're going to hand it to Bradford. Bradford didn't get back to the line. Loss of a yard. Bring up 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line. So we'll see what they go here. I would not be shocked to see Graves with a quarterback keeper somewhere around one of the edges here. In the shotgun, 2 wide to each side of the field. Bradford in the backfield, run a man in motion. Now they're going to throw, rolling out. They're going to throw it to the near side. Caught and immediately hit and dropped. About the 9-yard line. That's Joe Webb. And they'll give him 2 yards, and it'll be a field goal time here for Park Hill.
A 26-yard field goal for a kicker who has sort of struggled even on PATs, so we'll have to see what they get out of him here.
Grant Pella, 26-yard field goal up.
Best kick of the night.
Good. It was the purest kick he had. End over end, but I don't know if he pushed it one side. I'm guessing. We couldn't quite see it.
It looked like that went through, but again, it could have been. I don't know. They have the best angle as they're sitting right underneath it, but that was his best kick of the night.
So now, Ray Peck, they have some life after the missed field goal. Let's see if they can go down and get on the board. Grant Miller struggling through the air. And they're going to fake it. Miller looking to throw. Now he's going to run. Grant Miller spin, and he's hit hard. Popped as he got about 5. Hivion Gathright coming up from his safety spot to plant Grant Miller after they'll give him actually 7 yards on that run. Miller sees Wallace step up a few steps there. And now takes a snap. He'll hand it off to Reyes. Reyes into the secondary. Got the first down and some more up near the 40. You saw on that, he knew exactly. He saw Wallace was coming, shifted Reyes to the other side of him and handed off to the left where he knew the blitz was not going to come. And so a good first down run up to the 37-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Now they're going to fake the draw play, rolling out to the right. Pass complete. First down. That's his favorite receiver, Luke Grimm. One of the first times we've called his name tonight, the 5'11", 165-pound junior wide receiver.
And you see what type of pass that was when he was able to get some time and he was able to step into the throw. He hit Grimm perfectly and was able to get that first down.
Staying in it. Now they're going to hand it off to Reyes. Hit in the backfield, but he'll still get a few yards here. Give him about 3. He was hit in the backfield. It looked like by Johnny Wilson, but he just bounced off the hit and kept running as Luke Grimm is kind of limping around across the way, but he's going to stay in the game. He's got a drink of water, and he'll stay out there. Doesn't look like he's feeling all that good by how he's running, and he gets some movement in the middle, but he didn't cross the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 7 from the 48-yard line. We're going to hand it off to Reyes. Brandon Reyes, and he's hit. Guess who? Hayden Wallace. Wallops Reyes. Give him a couple of yards. 3rd and 5. Kind of a key third down here for Ray Peck here with 4:09 to play here in this third quarter. Needing to score here very quickly if they want a shot at this ball game. Miller in the gun. Reyes behind to his right. You're going to fake a handoff, throw it out there to the far side. Too high and incomplete. Looking for Luke Grimm.
And that time he didn't step into it again. He was on his back foot, feeling some pressure, and threw it too high once again. And this time he threw it wide at the same time.
So it'll be a 3rd down upcoming, or 4th down, sorry. 4th and 5. Play clock down to just at 15, so they're okay. They're trying to get a play in, but they want to run in the gun. They're going to fake the handoff. Fire to the middle. Caught. First down. Be close. Yeah, they'll give it to him. Javon Williams with the grab in the middle. And a much better throw there by
and maybe
Miller.
they just got to continue to roll him to his right. Utilize your blockers. Give him some time, because every time he's been rolling to his right, he's throwing strikes down the field.
And they're going to run the option, just a straight speed option. Rayos tripped up. Bustamante coming up from his corner spot and tripping him up and taking him down after a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Shotgun set. Going to run the option again. Rayos. It's hit all of his throws going high is making me wonder if maybe he's dealing with some sort of injury that he doesn't feel comfortable planting and trying to throw. That's the only thing I can think of would be his problem. 3rd and 1. After a couple option plays in a row there for Grant Miller and Brandon Rayos. And staying in the gun, they're going to hand it to Rayos. He's going to get the 1st down up inside the 30 finally. First down and 10 at the 30. This is Ray-Pec's 2nd best drive really of the night. That very first one where they ended up missing the field goal. Now in the gun, trips to the near side. They're going to throw it over to Williams. Javon Williams gets about 6 or 7 on the play. Here, under 2 to play here in this 3rd quarter. 28-0 Park Hill holds the advantage on the Panthers of Raymore-Peculiar. Trips remaining to the near side. Grimm's the only receiver to the far side. To throw, rolling to his left. He'll hit his receiver. That is Devontae Johnson. Third and 1 upcoming. Again, a crucial 3rd down. Even if they don't get it, they're probably going to go for it anyway, down by 28 points. Trips now to the far side. Got Williams to the near. Going to hand it to Rayos. Rayos 1st down inside the 20. Down to about the 18-yard line. Brandon Rayos continuing his solid ball game against this really good Park Hill defense. In the gun. Now they're going to run another draw play. Rayos gets to the outside. Just patient running inside the 10. Close to the 9. Bring up 2nd and right around 1. Well, they'll give him 8. They'll mark him right at the 10. Seeing a lot of slow-moving Park Hill defensive players. That play, it was just, I don't know, it was slow developing. And a lot of standing around. Staying in it. Down to 15 on the game clock here in this 3rd quarter. Fake it to Rayos outside. Going to be nearly picked off. Receiver hadn't even turned to look for the ball, as it was nearly intercepted. Third down and 2. 8 seconds to play here in this 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 2 from the 10. In the gun. They're going to hand it to Rayos. Rayos, he'll be close to the 1st down. Looks like they're gonna mark him just short as we'll go to the 4th quarter. We'll go to the third quarter with the score, Park Hill 28, Raymore-Peculiar nothing. So we'll take the break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Valley Bank has been a fixture for Northland's banking needs with locations throughout the Northland. Liberty, Platte City, Parkville, Smithville, Berry Road, and more. In fact, Platte Valley Bank was recently named one of the 5 strongest mid-sized banks in Kansas City in 2014 by the Kansas City Business Journal. Try our new mobile deposit options on our new banking app. For more information on locations, apps, loans, and more, visit one of our locations or online at PlatteValleyBank.com. Platte Valley Bank, proudly supporting high school athletics in the Northland. Visit anytime at PlatteValleyBank.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome back here, 810varsity.com. Here, headed to the fourth quarter, Park Hill with a 28-0 lead on Raymore-Peculiar here in this ball game. And fourth down upcoming here for Ray Peck. Gonna run the option. It'll be keeper up the middle. Miller, first down. First and goal from the 6-yard line. And Ray Peck needs to score and score quick here in this fourth quarter. Clock starts to roll. Miller gonna throw out here to the near side. Batted around and incomplete. Colby Heinrichsen nearly picked it off. So it's second and goal. In the gun, 4 wide. They're going to hand it to Reyes. Reyes hitting the backfield. It keeps fighting up near the... Looks like they'll give him the 6. So it'll be third and goal with a...
And you got to give a lot of credit there to Mikey Miles. He was the one who came in and blew up that play and forced Reyes to sort of stutter step just enough so that Wallace and Gagne could come up and make the stop.
There we go. Third down and goal. Trips to the near side. Miller now to throw, rolling to the right. Will throw, incomplete. Looking for Luke Grimm, and they bounced it in there to him. So it's fourth down and goal for the Ray Peck Panthers. Here needing some points.
Field goal does you no good, though. You got to go score. You got to
exactly.
Go for it.
There's no thought here from Coach Cruz, as it's fourth down and goal from the 6. This is where you find your play that you know is going to get you 6 yards and into the end zone on this play right here. Now going to roll to his left. Throw, touchdown, Ray Peck. Javon Williams.
Only took them 8 minutes, but they finally got down there and scored here in the second half. But that was one heck of a long drive. And they're going to have to start working some magic on defense if they're going to make it all the way back.
So the extra point will be attempted by Sappington. With 10:55 to play here in this quarter. Snap back, kick up, and it is good. So 10:55 left. Park Hill 28. Ray Peck 7, and we'll be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Platte Valley Bank has been a fixture for Northland's banking needs.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Welcome back here at 810varsity.com. Preston Field here at Park Hill High School. 10:55 remaining here in this ball game. Ray Peck gets on the board, now trailing 28-7 and have an onside kick upcoming. Sappington to kick it off. He's also got Hayden Raines right next to him. And there it is, onside kick, and it'll be up in the air. A fight for the ball. It'll be recovered by Park Hill. Ray Peck had a man right there. Just couldn't get to it quite in time. And so now it's time to start ripping. Got to start ripping at the football and try to force a turnover so they can get the ball back and possibly have a chance to go down and score. Park Hill with the football. It's like a change at quarterback. Number 10, Anthony Hall, is in the game at quarterback. This is interesting to see that up only by 21. You're going to make a change in a handoff to the near side hit. That was Corey Bradford.
Well, he had a wide open hole, so there's good run by him, but he's still, I mean, he has a very hard time not looking for contact there because he had some open room to his right and for some reason kept running left, and there were two guys ready to meet him.
Staying in the shotgun. To throw is Hall. Pump fakes now rolling, and he's going to be sacked. Anthony Hall sacked, a loss of a few yards, being up 3rd down and 13 for the Trojans of Park Hill. Hall is the backup quarterback. He's a sophomore, and I would expect he's the guy you'll see the next few years who will be leading this Trojan offense. Now to throw, Hall. Down the middle of the field, incomplete, looking for Joe Webb. And the rest of the starting offense is on the field. They just changed Graves and Hall. Very interesting to see that decision made.
Well, Graves is standing down on the sideline over here. He doesn't even have his helmet. So you wonder if maybe he got a knock at some point, and they said that they, you know.
Punt by Heinrichsen. It's going to be, dangerous. Dangerous. The ball did not touch the man in the middle. So all the Coach Hood and all the assistants yelling for him to get on the football, and it sure didn't look like it hit him. From my view here, the ball didn't change directions. So Ray Peck with the football.
Now Graves doesn't have his helmet and is standing off by himself, so you got to wonder what the heck. So I know you got 9 minutes here, but a quick hit, and all of a sudden it's a 14-point game.
2-touchdown game real quick, and could make for some interesting time. But that last pass by Hall, the pretty good ball, just not quite the right depth. Now deep ball thrown up for grabs and nearly picked off. He had two receivers running up the field and threw it between both of them.
I'll tell you, Coach Cruz has to be not too happy with Javon Williams there. He gave up on that route, and he gave. I don't know what he was doing, but all of a sudden he gave up about the 50-yard line. Probably thought he wasn't going to get the ball. And if he would have just kept running, he would have been in that scrum there to make that catch.
And movement there on the offensive line. The right tackle moved just a little bit to be a false start.
I'm sure that's something that'll probably be addressed in film tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll figure out what's going on with that. Because, yeah, Grimm was there, but if Williams was also in the area, there was a chance for something good to happen for Ray Peck. Now to throw, rolling to his left, sets his feet, good throw, picked off, going the other way, 10-5, house, touchdown, Park Hill. But a flag down. Pass was picked up by number 12, Deshaun Powell, taken back for a touchdown, but flag on the play.
And I think it's going to go against Chase Hutchison.
Touchdown is good. Personal foul on Park Hill. Will be assessed on the kickoff, so
a little bit of a cheap shot to Gore after the pick.
And it's 34-7 now. It'll be a fake or just bad snap. Nothing doing, so it's 34-7. Park Hill after the 34-yard interception return by Deshaun Powell. But still, if you're Coach Hood, you're not happy with the cheap shot by your player on one of the Ray Peck players there. So the kickoff will be kicked from their own 25. So good field position upcoming for Ray Peck. So they'll back them up 15 yards and they'll kick off from the 25-yard line.
The foul was on Ray Peck.
Well, they signaled it wrong both times. They signaled it the first time. So, okay, Ray Peck will not have good field position.
Yeah, what happened was after the pick, Hutchison came over and he absolutely leveled Gore from behind, knocking him to the ground. The ref was standing right there and threw the flag on him.
So they signaled it wrong a couple times, so that's what it confused me. Thanks for the clarification. So this will be kicked away. 34-7's our score. 9:11 to play in this ball game. And they're gonna little squibber, and it's free ball picked up by Ray Peck now inside their own 20-yard line. So now Ray Peck will take over, first down and 10, following the pick six by Deshaun Powell. And that was another one of those, it looked like the route wasn't completely finished by whoever it was. So if you're the coaches there on the sideline for Ray Peck, you've got to will your guys to not quit.
Ray Peck's missing a quarterback.
Rayos at
well, they only had 10 guys on the field, and Rayos was looking over like, I don't think we're running the Wildcat here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Looks like a change will actually be made at quarterback. I see number 16, Conrad Hawley, putting his helmet on, getting ready to go in the game. So you got to be wondering if Miller is having an issue Conrad Hawley is a 6'5", 170-pound sophomore at quarterback. So we'll see what they end up going with. Maybe it may have been a situation where the backup quarterback didn't quite know that he was supposed to go in the game.
I just don't know what they're going to do. I mean, for Ray Peck, start off 3-1. You're feeling pretty good about yourselves. Next week you go home and you play Blue Springs, and it doesn't get any easier, and you have to be feeling pretty disappointed about today.
Yeah, and really their schedule, it's not going to be good from here on out. Blue Springs, Platte County, Lee Summit North, and Lee Summit West to finish your season is Rayos with a good run. It looks like actually Miller's still in the ball game. But yeah, like you're saying, it doesn't get any better. I'm not exactly sure. Looks like they've got both quarterbacks actually on the field. Miller's shifted out. He's exiting the field. Not exactly sure what went on. It looked like both quarterbacks were actually on the field at that point. Hawley, a big quarterback. Timeout. Well, the referee will, oh no. They're going to talk to Brandon Rayos and see what's going on.
Probably making sure he's okay. He did take quite a hit there towards the end of that play. They probably just want to check him out, and if they felt like he was, not all there, they might have sent him to the sideline.
Now Hawley will hand it off to Rayos. Rayos cuts back. A good move. Spins. Now he's hit hard again. He took a shot from number 5. That's Javion Gathright. I mean, while we're talking about next week, Park Hill, they go on the road to Fort Osage. Their schedule really, they've got Fort Osage and Blue Springs South, and then they finish with probably their toughest games on their schedule with Staley here and Blue Springs to close out the season. Hawley now to throw outside. Open receiver through the hands and incomplete of Devontae Johnson. And so it'll be 3rd down and about 2 coming up, or 3 for the Panthers. In the gun. They're going to hand it to backup running back now. It's like number 27, Ethan Woodfine. Check that. 23, Philip Fager. That carry up the middle and got the first down. Hawley now to throw. Pump fakes and getting rushed. Gets away. Now fires one up the field. The pass is incomplete. Looking for Seth Wansing, and it's incomplete. Hawley staying in the shotgun. Now he'll hand it off to Fager. Fager spins. Now, what I'm liking to see is the running backs don't give up. They're fighting for those extra yards, play after play after play. So he ended up getting 5 yards on the play to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll stay in the gun. Trips to the far side. Grimm to the near side. They'll fake the handoff, roll to the left. Pass is incomplete. Javon Williams was in. Javon Williams. So punting unit will come on for Ray Peck. with 6:42 to play. Snap is away, and they will boot it, left-footed punting. It'll be out of bounds. Looks like at the 12. It hit right at the 12-yard line. Good punt. And so Park Hill will take over now, leading 34-7. With 6:35 to play. Let's try to run the clock. Anthony Hall still in at quarterback. Something to keep an eye on, I guess, this week to see see if there was an injury for Ryan Graves. They're going to hand it off Bradford. Actually, that was, check that, number 6, Paris Graves.
Yeah.
This looks like more of the second teamers on offense for Park Hill. In the shotgun. Hall will hand it to Graves. Paris Graves hit hard. Gets a few yards there. So just give him a couple. 3rd down and 8 upcoming for this Park Hill offense. Now timeout, Park Hill. And we'll take it with them. Be back after this at 810varsity.com.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South athletics.
Welcome back here at 810varsity.com. Final score alert. Lee Summit North goes down again. This time to Liberty. Liberty rebounds from a loss to Liberty North and knocks them off 39-35. Good win there for Liberty. Back to throw. Up the seam for Hall. Incomplete. As I do believe Liberty will be here next weekend to take on the Park Hill South Panthers, who are back and healthy. Sounds like with starting quarterback Matt Sukanik back at the helm. So they'll punt again. Park Hill will punt the football away once again. Park Hill South falls 21-14. A low driving punt. It's going to roll into Ray Peck territory and be down at the 35-yard line. Rockhurst rolls over Blue Valley 42-7 tonight. Liberty North with a big victory. Staley 17, Lee Summit West 15. That game probably getting down late in that ball game. So that a game to kind of keep an eye on to the end, as that's a that would be a huge upset in Class 6. Now to throw, Holly up the seam, incomplete. Look for Javon Williams, and it's incomplete with 4:58 to play. .458 to play, as I just mentioned. 34-7. Trojans hold the advantage. Their defense has played very, very well tonight against this Ray-Peck offense. Rayo's back in the game. Up the middle, he'll get about 3. Bring up 3rd down and 7. Third down and 7. 4.5 to play in the ball game. In the shotgun. Fager to Holly's left. Will take the snap, looking to throw. Outside, good throw, Javon Williams. Be forced out of bounds. Pick up the first down at the 47-yard line. So they'll mark him at the 47-yard line. Holly with a good ball there. Now he'll hand it off to Fager. Fager fighting hard. He'll get a few yards. Down to the 49. That's where they'll mark him inside Park Hill territory at the 49 with 4 minutes to play. 34-7. Park Hill gonna win their 3rd straight ball game. And after the rough start they had to the season, it was looking bleak there early on. Fager again with a good run. But as I was just talking about, yeah, this the start for Park Hill didn't look so good. You weren't quite sure where they were, what was going to happen.
Yeah, their offense finally started to find its own rhythm here in the last 3 weeks, and so it's a good thing. Coach Josh Hood, he's a great coach. You know, he's had several great teams in his time here at Park Hill, and so you expect him to figure it out. And he did exactly that. He's figured it out. He's gotten the offense moving in the right direction. Now next week they go on the road. They take on Fort Osage, and we'll see exactly what this team can do out there at the new Fort Osage complex.
Yeah, and they keep Luke Grimm with the catch there. It's their schedule's set up. They beat Fort O. Next week, if they go down to Fort and win that ball game, they get Blue Spring South, who's been struggling here. Looks like they dropped to 0-5 tonight. And then it's very possible they could be sitting at 5-2 going into the Titanic matchup with Staley. If Staley could finish off their win, Fager up the middle, got the first down inside the 30, mark him at the 29. But if Staley could win this game tonight, end up knocking off Lee Summit West, you're looking at a huge ball game right here. Staley will come back here, and Staley's offense, we saw it last week, they could score a lot of points against this Park Hill defense. That'll be a fun game. Holly to throw. Fires it up the seam. Wide open. Touchdown. Devontae Johnson.
Boy, Ray-Peck, though, even after the night, you know, you're down 34-13. What a strike there by Conrad Holly, the 6'5 sophomore. Ray-Peck might be really good here in a few years, especially if Holly continues to develop, because that was one heck of a throw, and we'll see exactly what he does going forward for the Panthers.
A man running on extremely late. Yeah, as you mentioned, that was a beautiful ball. Rolled to his left just a couple steps and put it right on the money. This kick goes through. It's 34-14 now with 2:10 to play. They'll probably go onside kick here once again. But as we were just kind of talking about, yeah, Staley Park Hill is looking like it might actually be something that might be a huge ball game. Staley be undefeated coming in here, quite possibly. That's a matchup that a lot of teams, that a lot of schools may not have been expecting, especially Park Hill after 2 weeks. Offense didn't look like there was an offense. Their defense was trying to play, was on the field quite a bit. The first game we saw them here against Liberty, their defense was out there a lot, and their offense couldn't really get anything going.
Well, and you think back to Park Hill South just last week playing against Staley, and in that first quarter, that defense really held them down and kept them from doing pretty much nothing. Is what they kept them, kept them off the board, and they tired out after a while. This Park Hill defense is that front seven of Park Hill is just as good, as not better, as Park Hill South, and the back end for Park Hill is a lot better than that Park Hill South defense. And so, I mean, you could definitely say that if they get to that point and it's Staley versus Park Hill, that could be one mammoth game.
And you talk about something that'll be interesting to look at. Did Jaden Moss play tonight? If they knock off Lee Summit West without Jaden Moss, that's a huge win, and that's a huge confidence builder. If you're Staley, if they go and beat Lee Summit West without Moss, that's huge. And their quarterback play is what's going to be their key down the stretch. Handoff up the middle, breaks free. Got a first down run for Park Hill there. That was number 6 again. That was Paris Graves, the freshman. So staying in the pistol. They're going to hand it off again, Graves. Not a whole lot of room. Down to a minute and a half to play in the ball game. Park Hill looking to just run the clock out. In the pistol, they're going to hand it off to Graves again. Cutback, fighting forward. Kind of shoved back the linebacker there for a minute. Get a couple yards, bring up 3rd down and 5 with a minute to play. Third down and 5. Looks to the nearest side with just a few seconds on the play clock. Play clock was at 0. They let it go. Pass incomplete with 29 seconds to play. We're about ready to wrap it up here from Park Hill High School. 28 seconds to play, 4th and 5. Outside pass, play out, pass complete, 1st down. Flag on the play at the end of it as well. Looks like it'll be marked against Park Hill. So Park Hill will have the ball just a few yards back from where they were. Be back it up, 4th down and 7 now for the Trojans of Park Hill. So they wind the clock. They wind the play clock. Game clock still not started. 4th down and 7. And timeout, Park Hill. So with that, we'll just start running down some of the stats. For Raymore-Peculiar, leading passer was Conrad Hawley, 1 for 5 for 29 yards and a touchdown. Grant Miller was 7 of 23 for 27 yards and a touchdown. 2 interceptions. Brandon Reyes, 22 carries, 122 on the ground. A good night for Brandon Reyes tonight here this evening. Philip Fager, 6 carries for 32 yards and just limited touches. Grant Miller, 6 for 15, and Gabe Shanklin, 2 for 8. Devontae Johnson had 2 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. Javon Williams, 3 for 17 and a touchdown. Luke Grimm, 2 for 12. And Brandon Reyes had 1 catch for -5. For Park Hill, as they're going to punt the football away for Park Hill, Ryan Graves, 13 of 22 for 122. Punt was blocked partially. It'll roll down and be picked up, and Park Hill recovers the muffed punt. As I was saying, Ryan Graves, 13 of 22, 199 and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, a pretty good night. Much better night for Park Hill recently. Ryan Graves, 15 for 72 and a touchdown. Corey Bradford, 15 for 58. Harris Graves, 5 for 18. And Javion Gathright, 5 for 11. Through the air, Jalen Newell, 7 for 102 and a touchdown. Peyton Stanfield, 3 for 62 and a touchdown. And Davis Supas, 2 for 34 and a touchdown. And the big man tackling, James Gore, 6 tackles. Had a huge ball game. So Park Hill with the victory tonight here, 34-14. Thank you for joining us tonight here on 810varsity.com. We'll talk to you guys again next week at